I come to the Spirit, the three in one. I come to the water, just as I am, oh God, make me new once again. I've traveled so far from family and home. Good morning. Welcome to Fridays with Francis. It's good to be with you this morning. As we get started, please remember to hit subscribe and like. And one other thing, several folks have asked questions about the song that is being used in this in my Fridays with Francis as the introduction and the outro as it relates to my video. If you are interested in that song, you can find it on Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes. It's a song that I wrote for Baptism Renewal, and hopefully, if you want to have access to it or listen to the whole song, you can find it that way. Just do a search in my name, and the title of the song is Make Me New Again. And so just a little bit of information for you as we begin this morning. I was fascinated the other day as the seasons begin to change. A number of things happen around this house. We start bringing in Christmas decorations. We start thinking about how we're going to have the family over and all of those kinds of things. And one of the things that you'll see around here quite a bit at this time of year is Hallmark movies. A lot of Hallmark movies we'll have watched before. My wife is quite an expert on those movies. And I was watching just a brief segment of the movie the other day, and a trailer came on for an upcoming movie. And I didn't get the name of the movie or anything, but I did catch a sentence in the trailer. There was a young lady on the movie trailer that said she was looking for something, and she was looking for evidence of it. And as she looked at a book, she said, there is no pictorial evidence. No pictorial evidence. And I thought, pictorial? I've never heard the word pictorial. And so I began to think about it and did a little research, and I would have said, there is no pictorial evidence, and so I wanted to know if I was right or wrong, if I'd been using the wrong word, which is certainly not uncommon for me. I can do a number on the King's English, but I did a little research, and as far as I know, the appropriate word would have been pictorial. Now, I could certainly be wrong, but my point in all of this is to simply illustrate that if it were the case that a wrong word was used, I was surprised that the editors didn't catch it. If it is a case where a word is being changed and a new trendy word is being developed, then I'm behind times. It is interesting how things change over time. I remember hearing a doctor talk about part of the human body, and he referred to the duodenum. I had to listen carefully because I wasn't sure what he was talking about, and then I remembered back when I was in school as a young boy, we were taught to say duodenum. And then and then the word advertisement. It became advertisement. And I just, I tried to figure out what the difference was, and I came across this idea that I think the pronunciation changes as the price tag does. Perhaps if you're looking at surgery on your duodenum, it's a lot more expensive than simply talking about the duodenum in a classroom. But at any rate, the thing that intrigues me about this is how much we are living in a season of change. Boy, are we. All around us, things are changing. And we try our best to adjust and try to figure out how to handle the change. It seems like with every dawn, there is a new change. There's something that we are anticipating that might happen, something that has happened, or something that's not going to happen. It's a heavy adjustment for we humans as we try to make it from point A to point B and recognize how quickly things change. I mean, I'm 69 years old, and 69 seemed totally unachievable not too many years ago. But here I am. And over the course of time, a lot of things have changed. A few years back, I had the opportunity to participate in my maternal grandfather's funeral. He was 103. And in his lifetime, he went from muzzle-loading muskets to weapons of mass destruction. He went from horse and carriage transportation to seeing men land on the moon. He went from communicating by the written word in a letter form to an age where email and now texting has, and even beyond, has become commonplace. I can't imagine anyone facing more change than Granddaddy Jeet did. But we live in a season of change, and it can make us a little uneasy at times. When we see things changing, especially when it seems that they are changing around us and we have very little to do with the change and it affects our lives, it makes us a little uneasy. Well, I guess all of this sort of surfaced today as I began to see Christmas decorations come out of the old boxes and we start thinking about what it's going to look like in just a couple of months. And it reminds me that the Bible is very clear. Malachi tells us that God says, I am the Lord, and I will never change. And then in Hebrews, we are told that Jesus is the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. Isn't it really a comforting thought to recognize that no matter how many words are changed, no matter how many things change around us, the God we serve is always the same. He's not going anywhere. He's always here. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but by me. He gave the calm assurance to the disciples that he would be with them always, even unto the end of the age. Echoing the very words of God the Father as God said to Abram, way back in the book of Genesis, I'll be with you always. He repeated his patriarchal promise in that I'm going to make you a great and mighty nation. I'm going to give you a land in which to put the nation so that all the nations of the world may be blessed by you. And he shared that with Isaac and Jacob, who became Israel. And it trickled down through the ages to Moses, to David, to Solomon, to Samuel, right on into the New Testament, to John, to Peter, to Matthew, all the other disciples. And when the time came that Jesus ascended after the crucifixion and resurrection, he reminded the disciples, I will be with you always. And after he was ascended, the angel said to the disciples, why do you stand here looking up into heaven? The same Jesus that you have seen go up into heaven will return in like fashion. So my word for you today is stability. Stability in a season of change. A season when everything around us is changing, but God remains the same. Cling to that hope. Hold fast to that assurance. That blessed assurance that Jesus is mine. Well, I hope you have a wonderful Friday and that you go into this weekend with a great time of worship and service. And when Sunday rolls around, I hope you'll find yourself sitting in church worshiping God with other believers. For our God is always the same. Now, go in peace and go with God. I come to the Father, I come to the Son, I come to the Spirit, the three in one. I come to the water, just as I am, oh God, make me new once again. I've traveled so far from family